This is a series that I called Mood Flags, and it was something that I did on smaller canvases as a kind of experiment between the larger projects. It's basically kind of a sketch really, because I didn't use the computer for these. I did have some very basic leftovers, graphic leftovers from previous large paintings, and what I found was when I moved some of the stripes sideways, it did remind me of a flag, so I consciously then set out to create different flags in different colour schemes. And I thought every person could have their own flag, and if they're in certain moods they could have a flag for that mood as well. What I found was that as I went on with the series, I kind of broke away from the traditional flag composition, which had the square in the corner and the stripes to the right, like the American flag, and eventually started experimenting with the stripes and other shapes, putting them under and over other forms. So they basically became more abstract and less flag-like as they went along. Towards the end of this particular run, I was running out of ideas, and I did a couple that I wasn't very happy with. So I later went back and did more stripes and shapes over the top of them, but left some of the previous picture visible. So you can still see other paintings underneath, and it gives it a very nice feeling of depth, actually, that you know, you have completely different shapes and forms passing by the ones that are in front of them. So it's quite an interesting way of doing it, and some people have said it reminds them of op art, which is a kind of art which sort of triggers an optical effect, and it's true. You play with the perspectives and depth so that people don't really know what's above and what's below. You know, you can see one part of the painting, it's above something, and then the same object elsewhere in the same picture is below something else. So it kind of tricks the eye and keeps people guessing, and they're not quite sure what they're looking at. But essentially they're still based on flag motifs, either the American one or the Japanese one. It's quite fun to do, and I intend to do more of these actually, but they may end up completely abstract and nothing like flags at all in the end. But it's always great to show sort of previous maybe rejected flags still peeping through, so it does give it that odd feeling of depth, like you're looking through a window almost into something else, but you're not quite sure what it is.